Okay, back to Unit 1 and 2, Day 2 inverses. This is example 2. Now we're going to look at a coordinate plane and be able to figure out how to get inverse values from there. So remember, the x value is along the horizontal and the y value is along the vertical. So we just want to make sure we remember x and y. And when it comes to this notation, remember that means inverse, which means that's really not an x value, that is a y value. So I don't want to go to -5 on the x-axis. I want to go to -5 on the y-axis. And what I want to do is I want to report my x value. So at that point, at -5 on the y-axis, that coordinate is 0 because it doesn't go left or right on that line, -5. So for there, since that's my coordinate of the original function, my y value is -5, my answer is going to be 0. Because that's what I get as an output when I plug in -5 into the y with the inverses. With inverse of -2, I'm going to go down to -2. Now that line doesn't touch -2, so I have to actually move over to the line and report that coordinate. So that coordinate is going to be right 1 down 2. It's going to be 1, -2. So since that coordinate at the original function is 1, -2, this is a y value. We want to report our x value, which is going to be 1. And this is the same, even though it says find f inverse x when x equals 4, this is the same thing as saying f inverse of 4. So we're doing the same work here. So now we got to go to the y value of 4. So that means we're going to go up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to have to go over to the line and meet it. That coordinate is right 3 1, and up 4. That's going to be 3, 4. So since 3, 4 is my coordinate on the original function, my y value of 4, my output is going to be my x value, which is 3. Inverses always switch up the x and y. Pause the video, try the on your own for the graph at the right side. Again, pause the video, see if you can come up with the coordinates and report the x values when given the y values, since these are inverses. Once you've tried them on your own, you can unpause the video and check your answers. Okay, so I want to start by looking at these coordinates. Remember, these are all inverses, all those little -1s. That's a notation for inverses. Consequently, these are all y values. So 7, 0, -3, and -5 are all y values. This is f inverse of 7. This is f inverse of -5. So don't be fooled by this when x is. It's still going to be the same notation as this. So I want to go up 7. I know this one's a little bit harder to read, so I'm going to go up 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And if I do that, the graph will meet 7 right at that coordinate. That coordinate happens to be right 5 up 7, so it's going to be 5, 7. So at the coordinate 5, 7, since y is 7, because we switched them, our x value is going to be 5. At 0, we don't have to go anywhere. That's right there in the origin. We do have to match up to the graph. So that coordinate is going to be 3, 0. And we're going to report our x value when y is 0. So 3 is going to be your answer. For our inverse at -3, we're going to go down 3. That coordinate is going to be 0, -3. When it's on the y-axis, it does not go left or right. So it's 0, and then down 3 is -3. So that coordinate, 0, -3, my y value of -3, my output's going to be 0. And for negative 5, I want to go down 5. I want to go over to the graph. That coordinate is going to be left 7, down 5. So negative 7, negative 5. So when my input for y value is negative 5, my x value, my output at that inverse is negative 7. Hopefully those were good. If you check your answers, if you need to redo them, go ahead and redo them now. And next example will be example 3.